let's talk about visions and seeing things that are not in the physical. Not everybody sees. Maybe you have visions of future events in your life, visions of your goals, your dreams, visions in your dreams. When you dream at night, you get visions. And some people ignore them. Some people pretend they're not there. Others of us, we know it's real. Some of us are learning how to harness it. Some of us are learning how to understand it more and more every day as we tap into our gifts more. But visions and seeing things, that stuff's real. It's a gift. And if you block it out and you deny it, it will actually block up your chakras, your body, start causing health issues, especially with your eyes. So if you block off your vision and the things that you see, seeing through the veil, you actually block your health. You'll block up your third eye, your crown chakra, and then it puts everything else out of balance. But you get eye issues if you block those out. So it's important that we understand that it is real and confirm it and validate that in our life, but actually use it and harness it, whether it's for simple things or whether you have a big destiny. And whether you have something big in your life to do, like help others, even if it's just one person, even if it's just yourself. But seeing things and having visions, whether you're awake or asleep, it is happening. And you can get a journal and journal it if you need to organize it, because when we have visions, especially as a healer, there's all kinds of things going on. I get visions about people, future events. You get visions about things in your own life, things in past lives, things, in different dimensions. There's all kinds of visions and things that you see. You can see, energy. You can see through people, when they're telling you something and it's, doesn't seem right, because you can see right through them. And some people are really good at it. Some people deny those gifts, and that's why it's just important that we all are aware, whether what level you are on, that if we do block those visions out in our sight and what we're supposed to do with it, you'll know, your intuition's telling you. It'll actually cause health issues. And the health issues is just your body giving you a message saying, hey, here's this vision, here's what you're seeing, here's what you need to do with it, whatever it is. So you could have a vision of your spiritual abilities, about using them, to help people. And if you're holding back, you might have tension in your head. You might have, blockages up here. Because the more that you block it off, the more heavy it gets, if that makes any sense, because you need to release that out and really use your gifts for your purpose and your destiny, and it's pushing you to do that. So your body's giving you signs once again, as a seer, as a vision person. And some people might call it, I don't like to label things, but psychic, when they can predict the future. But remember, we don't want to necessarily predict the future. It's okay to kind of, tap into the future, but not focus on it, because the future is always subject to change. So when we do see the future or vision the future, even for ourselves, we may know the next steps and what's going to happen, but it may give you anxiety and feel heavy and anxious if you are always focused on that and not focused on actually where you're at in the present moment on your journey. So being a seer and having visions for your life is your ability and powers, and you have to harness it, but it's not easy. Even where I'm at or where other levels are, they still have to master that every day. They still have to show up and learn how to decode their visions. And each part of your destiny, there's still obstacles and lessons, and it's not always easy. You always want to stay in the flow, but it's not always easy, right? So even if your life is simple, your visions and the things that you see are there to help you. And if your life is, you have a big destiny, it's there to help you. So learn about it, and you might get more access to it as we go along with the shift. So it might feel really intense right now. It might feel like a lot going on. And you got to organize it, because you might be like a tarot reader or just a person giving messages, a spiritual leader giving messages on YouTube, not using cards or physical things, as a leader, and you might have visions of your next step. And sometimes it could give us anxiety, just, being nervous about it. But if we pull back, just keep going with what we feel is right in the moment, keep doing what we need to do, knowing where we're going, and we'll get there, and we pull back and just stay in the present moment. We always got to remember that. We always got to remember where we're going. But pulling back and staying focused in the present moment, because it will give you anxiety, heaviness. It creates an imbalance because the universe actually only works in the present moment. So we just use those as tools, right, of where we're going, because it's always subject to change, even for you. So when you have visions and see future events, whether it's personal, worldly, whatever it is, don't be so serious about it. Don't hold a lot of weight on it. Try to be light about your visions and what you're seeing and what it's teaching you. It's there to protect you. It's there to help guide you. And if you want to guide others, to help us out of the matrix, the limited mindsets, the small world viewpoints, lower perspectives, the lower frequencies, and it helps us shift everybody on the higher frequencies. Your visions are so important. What you see is so important for your life. And decoding it is, can be difficult, but that's okay. And be creative about it, because having, doing community service, doing service for the community, for the people, for the world, that's a big blessing, and it's a big gift to harness. So you got all kinds of stuff going on in there. And when you master one level, like if you are a channeler and you channel messages, you're going to go to the next level. Maybe you'll start learning more about energy and healing and transformation and leveling up on a higher level. Healing with your mind. I'm just giving you an example. I'm not saying that that's it, but you might be speaking, to large populations. I don't know what the vision is, but whatever it is, make sure we keep it light and we're listening, most importantly. Okay, so we get the vision, but we got to listen to our intuition. So we're going to harness another power with this and making sure we are actually listening to it and we're not staying in one spot. So if you are just starting your spiritual, being a leader, and showing up for other people because you've mastered yourself. You don't have to be perfect, but you know you should be taking those steps. Take those steps that it's telling you each day, small, even if it's just taking care of yourself. Even if it's putting a video on and just giving a message of what's going on in your mind. Maybe just your perspective on where you are in your level will actually help people in the matrix wake up. Because you have to understand, a lot of people are not on our level. That's okay. They're learning with little bitty seeds of light, so it's good to have different perspectives, different gifts to give, but most of all that we know how to do it for ourselves. Okay, that we're taking care of ourselves. There's a lot of spiritual people out there, and maybe they're giving out to others, but they forget about taking care of themselves. Going to the gym, meditating, yoga, drinking water, eating healthy, enjoying life, being human. If you're, doing YouTube videos or content on social media, you don't want to overdo it. You'll unbalance your throat chakra. So you want to learn how to keep your visions, what you're channeling, your messages, your intuition. If it's telling you you're overdoing it, pull back. If it's telling you to do something, do it. If it's telling you to post a video, post one. Post your message. If it's telling you to give someone a seed of light that day, give someone a seed of light. But just be aware when you are showing up with your visions and as a seer, and you are showing up for the community and for yourself, it's with light energy. Don't be serious about it. Don't put weight onto it, heaviness, because that is the opposite of what we're trying to put out there, right? We want to put out good vibes and uplifting people and others, but most of all ourselves first. And the reason why I keep telling people this and keep reiterating that is because I do a lot of past life regression, and a lot of people have gifts like we do, and spiritual gifts, and they're very gifted, and they use them for other people, and they're great, but they forget about themselves. They forget about, taking care of themselves and using their gifts for their own. They forget about taking their own advice. And even me, sometimes I'm really serious and I need to lighten up, because my visions are so strong and intense. Sometimes I get so locked in that I create a heaviness, and I don't even mean to. You know what I mean? I'm just really excited and I'm really locked in and ready to go. But we gotta make sure that's light and not heavy and not too much overdoing it. Does that make sense? Because we are compassionate. We are loving and we care about, what we're doing, but we don't need to put weight on it. And we need to keep it light when we show up for ourselves with the visions. Say you're having dreams and it's chaotic. It's okay, it's telling you something. Sometimes it's releasing fears. Sometimes you're seeing future events. So seeing in visions isn't just necessarily like seeing things of future events or for things for you. It's seeing things that you need to heal. It's seeing how you should show up better for yourself. Maybe seeing how other people should show up better, but you don't want to push them or force them, just observing and learning from them. Seeing through, their mask. But you want to use your visions to help level you up and break your karmic cycles and actually level up from within all the way outside, because the outside just matches the within. So being a seer is so powerful, and you keep this unblocked, your crown chakra unblocked, this completely stays balanced, because when you have a vision, you know what to do with it, how to harness it. You may not know when it happens, the time, or any of that, but you know what to do with it. You're using your intuition, and then guess what happens when you do this? When you take the steps that you need to, you feel that relief. So today we're learning about energy and our powers, and how important it is to stay balanced using those powers coming in, our abilities, during the shift, and knowing when, like, what happens. How do you feel when you do it? How do you know that that's right? How do you even know? How do you know if that's the truth? How do you know if she's telling the truth, if she's crazy? Well, your body takes a big breath. You just feel so much relief. So if you're sitting there in your chair and your mind's constantly channeling, and you just sit there and you know you should be giving out messages, but you're not, guess what you'll feel? Heaviness, anxiety. Not because there's something wrong with you, not because you're unhealthy. Your anxiety is telling you, hey, you need to give a message. You're not doing it, so it just keeps getting worse. Keep getting that heaviness. And then when you know you should do it and it feels right to give that message and you give it, you just feel the relief. Or whatever the step is as using your abilities, okay? We don't want to block off our spiritual abilities, our spirituality, our connection to our true self and the higher power, whatever you want to call it. There's all kinds of labels out there. We're staying away from that. Sometimes we get, it confuses people. It confuses us. And then we get lost on labels on our abilities and we don't realize its abilities and what's going on, right? So when we block off our abilities, no matter what it is, but today especially our seeing, our vision, it blocks your eyes, right? But if you open it up and listen, not only do you get that relief, but what? You heal your eyes. So if you're having eye issues and you know you have visions, you know you should be using it, whether it's for yourself or other people, this is your opportunity to help heal your eyes, to help get them relief. Because if you block it off, there's a bunch of darkness in there, and then what that happens is people have eye issues. It's because the energy's imbalanced. Well, you got to figure out the message. As a seer, you should see the message, channel it. If you're a channeler, everybody can channel messages for themselves. That's just talking to your higher self and then applying the message in the lesson. But say you're a seer and you're, using your gifts and you do something you're not supposed to do, your gut will turn. Don't do that. Because that may be like an old pattern, like a human response or a human way, a low frequency. Make sure you're listening to when you're giving good messages and good energy. Sometimes they can be harsh, but they're light. Keep it light. Because if you are forcing and telling people to stop and they need to do this and they have to do it a certain way, and they limit the energy of God, of the higher power, if they, put anything in a box, if they just make you feel, anything that doesn't feel good, if it doesn't make you feel good, don't put it out. Just be highly aware of light, energy, and soft, because it feels so good when you're growing and you're transforming. And it doesn't feel good when you don't feel good and someone's harping on you. They already don't feel good. They're trying to escape their prison and they don't feel good at all. And we're here to uplift them with what we see, our visions, and what we're bringing, our vibration, our frequency, and our energy to the table. That is helping them on a high scale, even if it's just for us. Okay? But we want to make sure that we're using it in light energy, and we learn that every day. Don't judge or harsh yourself. But we learn when we show up as a spiritual leader and those abilities. We don't have to be perfect, but we show up as ourselves authentically and just light energy. People love that. I don't care if you show up perfect. I care about your energy. I love people and their authenticity and how they are and what they bring to the table and their perspective and their gifts and all that. But there are a lot of leaders out there, leading people astray. There's a lot of leaders out there, spiritual people that are following trends just to get likes, just to get their video content up, their subscribers up. We don't want to do that if you are using your abilities for the community, because that's not genuine. If people, naturally, that's great, but we don't want to do things because everybody else is doing that. Okay, so into the message, we want to make sure we're using all this and learning, but we don't want to use it for the wrong reasons. We don't want to do it just because we need likes and money. That's the opposite of what we would supposed to be doing, right? We want to show up light and loving. And if people like your videos, if they like your content, they like your message, they receive it, that's awesome, appreciate it. But don't force it on them. Just show up light, loving, and flowing, and already whole. If you're already whole and full, you don't need a bunch of likes. You don't need a bunch of subscribers, a bunch of followers on your whatever you're trying to do. Because most of us are on, we're all connecting online. So, and that's great if you do. All I'm saying is when I hear a video and all I hear is that from, spiritual people online, it feels really heavy. And a lot of times they'll keep saying it. And so just pay attention to how does it feel when you put out your energy as a spiritual person. If you're using your abilities and you're helping others, how does it feel? Does it feel light or heavy? Just keep it simple, okay? Like if you follow a trend and you do what everybody else is doing, that doesn't feel good in my gut. But if it resonates for you and you want to do that, I'm not judging you. We're not here to judge anybody, okay? So whatever resonates for you that actually feels right, though, do that. However you want to show up. But just be aware of, does it feel heavy or light? I'm just saying that's how I feel. That's how it resonates for me, is to show up light, and the trends and all that stuff, it doesn't make me feel good. And some of it's actually an illusion, it's false. So, we don't want to step into that. Okay, one more thing I didn't talk about before we end is remote viewing. And if you're a healer, you can tap into other people's energy as well, okay? And even if you're not a healer, you might be able to do that. So like if we close our eyes, we can tap in to, like, say something happened. I can literally tap in. I can't see a bunch of the details yet because I haven't, all of my abilities are kind of, I had to master one ability at a time. So being a healer and energy reader, channeling. So as the shift is happening, we're mastering different abilities one thing at a time, right? So I test myself. That's what I want you guys to do. Test yourself. See if you have this ability. I close my eyes, and when I'm really calm and relaxed, I can remote view. I can tap into people's energy. I can tell you what's wrong with you. I can tell you how to heal your body. And if an event happened, like say like a kidnapping or something, like a murder, if I'm really, really calm, I can tap into the scene and see what happens. So this is common news. Like people, the CIA uses remote viewers and psychics and all that. So what I'm saying is you can try that out and test it, especially with the shift, because more abilities are coming in online. So check that out. If you do have that, you don't necessarily tell people. You don't tell and scare people. Even with your messages and what we see, we don't necessarily tell people to scare them, to put them in fear. If they don't know, there's probably a reason. Unless you are called upon scene and you know it's right, we don't necessarily give our messages and our gifts out, okay? There's a reason why people have the situation that they do, the lesson, the karma. There's a reason why they don't know. There's a reason why everybody doesn't know. You don't dabble in and try to control things and fix things, even though we know the answer. We want to help and heal. Okay, sometimes you can't because it's their karmic lesson. I have been taught that by Spirit World, especially in sessions. I do not tell information that I am not allowed. So I always use my gut. When I see things, when I use my abilities, do I tell people or do I not? Does it put people in a good vibration or not? And are they allowed to know or not? Just because I'm allowed to know doesn't mean they're allowed to know. There's a lot of people using their abilities, and it's just, and they're not giving out the right answers. So it's throwing people astray and it's confusing people. And then it's giving people false ideas of spiritual and the higher power. And we want to channel the higher power properly and the best that we can. Enjoy life though, not so serious. But if you're channeling and giving, people your even your remote viewings. I've seen people online doing remote viewing. Make sure it's right that you're doing that. Not for the views, not for the clicks and the money. Make sure it's right that you are actually supposed to give that message, or that, like if there was a murder or there was a kidnapping or something bad happened and people want to know what happened. People want to save and all that. Well, there's a reason why things aren't being saved and happening. And their situations are like that unless you're actually called upon that role. And you'll actually know. They'll contact you. But always do what's right in your gut, because you don't want to lead people astray. And we don't want to make it worse on their journey. But don't take it so serious. It's just a good message. It's a good lesson that we learn with being a seer, tapping in, and using our visions. Okay? Now, remember just to use your basic visions. Like if it's telling you to drink water, to take a step for your journey, to go to the gym, whatever it is, do it. Go take a walk. Don't forget, the visions can be very, very simple for your health and for your highest good. It's leading you on your path. Whether it's, you're getting all these crazy visions, or whether it's pretty simple and you're just making sure you're on track for that day. Okay? So it's important that we know that, and we can harness that for ourselves first. Because most people forget that. They always want to give because they're so compassionate, and they deplete themselves, and we got to remember to pull back, and we got to make sure our cup's full, because that's actually what feels good for everybody. I can feel when people show up half empty, or they don't feel they're not full at all. They don't have anything going on. They're completely empty. They're zapped out. That's not helping anybody. They can, your tiredness, your exhaustion, all of that, people can feel that energetically. Stress, anger, whatever, if you're emotional, whatever. So that's why we just want to show up in the best version of ourselves by using our gift for ourselves first. So whatever you're seeing, it's keeping you on track for your highest good, for your destiny. Listen, communicate, have fun with this, enjoy it. Don't be serious. Lighten up about your visions, okay? Because dreams can be intense, I understand, and visions, okay? Tapping into people as well. Remote viewing, whatever you want to call it. Okay? I hope this brought some good insight today and helped you expand your perspective and learn more and show up better for yourself, because it's so important that we remember to use our gifts for ourselves. Most importantly, that's why you have them, and for your family. Sometimes we forget that, and then we don't want to block them out. We don't want to say, oh, that's not real. Oh, I've seen that, it's not real. You don't want to block out your abilities, okay? Of being a seer, of having visions. No matter how scary they are, even if it's for your, next steps in your life, okay? You don't want to block off any of that, even if you just use it for basic stuff, is what I'm saying. You don't want to block off the big stuff, okay? All right. Enjoy your abilities. Enjoy harnessing your power, figuring out about yourself, who you are, who you're going to become, what you're going to do in this life, whether it's simple, that's amazing, or big. We all appreciate you. I appreciate all of my subscribers. I'm sending you so much love. I am grateful for you, appreciate you, and sending you lots of light on your journey. I'll see you next video.